the Arch Gaming Network is proud to bring you this board game review. Now here's your host, Sean Smith.
Hi, and thanks for stopping by. Today we're going to be taking a look at the game Colt Express. And it was designed by Christopher Reinbold, and it was published by Ludonaut Games. Now, Colt Express was the 2015 Spiel Jahres winner, and spoiler, I agree with that. Colt Express is a hand management, somewhat worker placement game that also definitely features a take that mechanic to it as well. You are a bandit on a train, and you are trying to pick up bags of money, diamonds. You're trying to avoid the sheriff. All the while you have the other bandits also on the train trying to do the same thing. You have to watch out not to get punched or shot at from somebody else. The person who gets the most money is the winner of the game. So is this game any fun? I think you know what the answer is going to be, but let's go ahead and take a look at the setup walkthrough, and then I'll give you my thoughts on the other side. Okay, to set up Colt Express, first you're going to need to know how many players you have, and then you're going to grab the locomotive and these cars. You'll grab as many of these cars as there are players. So we're set up for a 3-player game, so we have the locomotive and 3 train cars. Now, on these train cars, right on the inside, it's going to tell you how much loot is going into the car. So in this particular car, if this were in the game, you would have 5 money bags and 1 gem. You'll place that at the bottom like we've done here with some of the other cars already. And they'll be face down. Now, money bags in the game are worth anywhere from $250 to $500. The gems are always worth $500. And then by the marshal, there is a suitcase full of cash, and it is worth $1,000. There's a second one that you'll place by the car, as it may or may not come into play. Players will then choose their player mat, who they want to be. We're going to play as Ghost. Then we have Belle, and we have Doc. You're going to get the bullet cards. And these bullet cards start with 6 bullets, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You place them in order, place them here. You're going to get your player card, and it has $1,000 on the back. We'll explain how you can get that in a little bit. Then you have your set of 10 action cards. You're going to take those, shuffle them up, and place them face down on your board. Each player is also going to get a $250 money bag and place that face down. You always want to keep your money secret. Over here you have, these are called neutral bullet cards. Those will come into play with the marshal, and just place those off to the side. You're going to place the yellow marshal in the front of the train in the locomotive section. And then assuming that Ghost, then Belle, and then Doc, that's the turn order, you'll place the Ghost player in the furthest back train car. Then whoever's next goes in the second to last. Then the third player goes in the last, If there was a fourth player, they'd go here, and so on. So the first, third, and fifth player will be in the back car. The second, fourth, and sixth will be in the second to last car. Then, depending on the number of players you have, you're going to take these train cards, these round cards, and you're going to take 3 of them. If you were playing a 5 or 6 player game, you would use these cards. And then there are 3 stop cards. You just choose one at random. You're going to place it on the bottom of the deck, and this will outline how the rounds will be played. Okay, the object of the game is to have the most loot at the end of the 4 rounds that'll be played. These will signify the 4 rounds, 1, 2, 3, and then stop is the 4th round. At the beginning of a round, you're going to turn over the card, and this is going to signify how many cards will be played and the order of whether they'll be up or down or reverse. So let's take a look at this card. This card says that each player will play their first card face up, their second card face up, their third card face down, and then you'll reverse order for the last card. It also tells you that at the end of this round, there is going to be a special event happening. Now, this particular special event is called the Angry Marshal. And the Angry Marshal will shoot any bandit who is on the roof of his car. And those bandits will get a neutral bullet card each. And then the Marshal has moved 1 card towards the caboose. So that's how the first round's going to go. So what does it mean playing the cards face up, face down, and then reverse order? Well, each player at the start of the round will deal or draw the top 6 cards from the deck. This will make up your hand for the round. These are the cards that you're able to play. These are your action cards. So let's talk a little bit about the various action cards. Okay, this first action card is a run action. So this, if you play this card, that means that your bandit can move 1 car forward or backwards, keeping in mind you can never fall off the train. So in this case, move forward 1 car. However, if you are on the roof of a car, you can move 2 spaces. The next action is the shooting. When you play this card, your bandit is able to shoot somebody in an adjacent car. You cannot shoot somebody who's in the same car. If you're on the roof, you are able to shoot as far as you can see, but you have to shoot the first person that you see. If there are 2 people that you can legally shoot, which sounds weird to say, but if you have the ability to shoot 2 people, it's your choice. So if Belle here shot into this car, she could choose either Doc or Ghost as the victim. The next card is the loot grab. So if you play this card, you can pick up any loot that is laying on the floor of a train car. This card says that you can move either to the top, or if you are on top, you can move down below. You have the punch card. When you play this card, you can punch someone who is in the same car as you. And when you punch someone, they have to drop one of their loots that they're holding in their treasury. This is kind of like the treasury for them. The final action that you can do is to move the marshal. So you're able to move the marshal out of this train car. The suitcase, the luggage, the $1,000 does not go with the marshal. You can move him forward or backwards. You can never move him up to the top. If a marshal ever enters the same train car that you were in, you immediately take a neutral bullet card, and you have to place that into your stack of action cards, and you have to go up to the roof of whatever car that you were in. So you can't be in the same room as the marshal. A couple of things to note is that when you punch a player, you are able to pick which one of the loots that they lose. You can point to it and they have to drop that one. You can't look at them, but you get to choose which one it is. Also, when you shoot someone, if it is successful, you will give them one of these bullet cards. All right? And it will have to go into their action deck. If you're the first player to run out of bullet cards, you get the $1,000. You'll turn this card over and you'll get the bonus 1,000, but it only goes to the person who was the first one to do it. If at the end of the game, no one has run out all the way out of cards, it's whoever has shot the most will get the 1,000. And if there's a tie, each player that's tied will get that 1,000. All right, before we begin play, it's important to note that each player has a special ability. Ghost's special ability is that he will always get to play the first card in a round face down. Belle's is that if someone is targeting her with a punch or a shot and someone else can be targeted, that person must be targeted. And Doc's ability, although you can't see it, is that he gets to draw 7 cards at the beginning of each round instead of 6. So now we're ready to begin play. Each player has taken the top 6 cards off of their deck, except for Doc, he's got 7. And now you're going to decide, first you're going to look at the round card and realize first round, everyone will play their card face up, except for Ghost, who gets to play his face down. So I'm going to take one of my cards, and since I'm the very first player, I think I want to pick up some loot. So I'm going to play this card face down. Now nobody else knows what I'm planning to do on my first turn. Belle then plays one of her cards face up. Doc has to place one of his cards face up. And now it's round 2. Everyone plays a card face up. So maybe I'll run. Now it's the third round. Everyone gets to play a card face down. And now the third round is face up, but we're switching the order. So Doc will actually get to go first. The blue player will get to go first this time. And it's face up. All right, so everyone has played their 4 cards. Now, one other option you can take, instead of playing a card, you can go ahead and draw 3 more cards from your pile as your turn. So now we're going to take the deck, we're going to turn it over, and now we will perform the actions in the order that they were played. So Ghost decided to grab some loot, so grab loot, 350, place that there. Belle decided to shoot. Belle can shoot either one of us. Belle's going to choose to shoot me, so I'll put that there. Doc is going to shoot. Can only shoot Belle because I'm in the same car, so one of his cards goes into her pile. Now I have chosen to run, so I'm going to go here. Belle has chosen to run. Belle's going to go here. Doc is climbing up to the top of the car. I decided to shoot. I can only shoot Belle. No longer can shoot him. He's up on the roof, and you can't shoot through the roof of a car. So Belle will get one of my bullet cards. Belle is picking up a gem. And now Doc is running. He can run too, so he's going to run right there. Since it was reverse order, Doc now goes again, and he's going to move the marshal. He can only move the marshal one spot. Since Belle is in this car, Belle must go to the top and must take a neutral bullet card. Belle is in trouble now because Belle has to climb down. You cannot skip a move that you've already played. So this one says she has to move up or down. Well, she's up top. So unfortunately, she moves to the bottom, takes another bullet card, and has to move back to the top. And then finally, I've moved up to the top. And that is how a round works. Now remember, I said that at the end of the round there's sometimes some special events. Well, this one is the Angry Marshal. So the Angry Marshal is now going to shoot everyone who is in the car above him. So both Belle and Doc will have to take a neutral bullet card. And then the marshal moves one space towards the caboose. Now that will end the round. This card is done. You would now flip over the next card. This card will have 5 cards that will be played. Face up, face down, face up, face down, face up. No special event at the end of the round. The first player this round would be Belle, and you keep going in clockwise order as far as who the first player to play a card is per round. All right, well, let's talk about these neutral bullet cards and these regular bullet cards. And you may have already picked up why you don't want them. Belle picked up an awful lot of those cards. So now, when at the end of her round, she's going to shuffle. And when she draws 6 cards, as you can see, 2 of her action cards are these bullet cards. They afford her nothing that she can do. So this round, where we have 5 actions that are able to be taken, she only has 4 cards to choose from. So she's going to probably have to take one of her turns to draw 3 more cards from her pile. So that is why you do not want to try and accumulate these bullet cards, because damages your hand and your options going forward. All right, so play will just continue. You'll go round after round after round, doing the scheming phase. That's where you're picking which cards, and this is the scheming phase. And then the stealing phase, where you're punching and shooting and grabbing money bags and gems. And then at the end of the 4th round, whoever has the most money is the winner. Okay, so I really didn't make any secret that I really enjoy this game. I like take that kind of games, and this one definitely has it. But aside from that, I mean, the components in the game are really nice. I mean, you know, they come with these little pieces that you can set up around your table just to add to the atmosphere of the game. A nice little touch. I sometimes feel they just get in the way, and usually we don't put them out, but you know, maybe from first-time players, setting the mood, you could do so. The player tokens are nice. You know, each of them in the shape of a bandit, not just some little disc, round disc signifying each player. But the train cars, I mean, they have they're solid cardboard, you know, thick cardboard, and you know the cars have details in each one of them, and it just I love seeing the game set up on the table. It's just fascinating. Maybe it's because I've, you know, always liked trains growing up. That I really like the theme of it, and I like kind of Western themed games as well. So this was hitting on many areas of interest for me. But the mechanic of being able to put those cards down, and then some of them being a secret, so you're not quite sure what someone else is going to do on a turn, and having those special bonuses or negative consequences at the end of the round really mixes up the gameplay, and the replayability is very high. Each player having their own special ability is really nice. I will say I think a couple of them are probably a little more overpowered than the other ones. I'll let you kind of try to figure out which ones I'm talking about. But again, it's just another aspect of the game that makes it really fun to play. So for me, Colt Express is one of my favorite games that I have, and I definitely give this a 10. So if you like this video, please leave a like below, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel, check out some of our other reviews, and once again, thank you for stopping by.
Thank you for visiting the Arch Gaming Network. For more great content, check us out at archgamingnetwork.com. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter, and like us on Facebook.